Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to our session for chapter 2. I am back and I'm gonna try not to make this too long because I know the first video I made there were some talkings in between and delays. Nonetheless, we're gonna get right into it. Chapter 2, Enlightened Living, which I had read the first part, and I will again, as I will always. Shakima Buddha always carried his begging bowl and wore his robe. A lot of people think, why don't he just sit back and enjoy? Enlightenment isn't something you have, it's something you are, something you do. And that's what this next chapter will be about. Enlightened living. I'm gonna get right into it. Chapter 2. Buddha was so charismatic and graceful that wherever he went to spread his message, which was mostly only in certain areas of North India, people would want to follow him. They realized that to be like him, they would have to follow him, his ways, his mannerisms, his mind, and his gestures. One day, as he walked, soon after his transformational experience under the Bodhi tree, Buddha came to a river where some children were playing. One of those children, was a young girl named Nandabala. She saw Buddha and instantly realized that he was not an ordinary monk. Here was someone unique. She went up to him and offered what she had with her, a little tangerine. "Please accept this from me," she said. Nandabala was only 9 years old at the time. Buddha, in his grace, accepted the tangerine and blessed her. Nandabala said, "I am sure that there is more you can tell us. Every word falling from your lips is like divine nectar. We want to hear more. Will you give us a discourse?" And this is my dakshina, or offerings made to a teacher. Dakshina, which means offering made to a teacher, in advance. I am offering you my gratitude in advance. Would you give us a discourse? Deliver us a sermon? It's kind of like giving a teacher an apple when you go to school. Buddha asked her to gather all the children, so his first discourse was to them. Many of these children assembled there, and Buddha asked them, "Do you all have tangerines for yourselves?" He noticed everyone was holding one. This discourse was later documented 6 years after his passing. It should be noted that the philosophy of Zen says that if you meet Buddha on the road, kill him, because Zen believes that you must not idolize anybody. Interesting. For when you idolize someone, you hinder your growth. Having said that, the tradition of the the tradition of the guru-disciple relationship is as alive as Zen as in any Eastern school of thought. Buddha, in his first teaching, said to Nandabala, other children, and the 2 sadhus who had just become his disciples, he said, "When you children peel a tangerine, you can eat it with awareness or without awareness. Anything you do in life, there are 2 ways to do it. You can either do it with awareness or without awareness. When you do it with awareness, you are awake. When you do it without awareness, you are asleep. Most of our actions are without awareness. What does it mean to eat a tangerine in awareness? When you're eating the tangerine, you are aware that you are eating the tangerine. This is called being present in the moment. And that would end of quote. Maintaining awareness of the present moment requires doing one thing at a time so as to focus on your chief activity. Multitasking is the nemesis of mindfulness. We're all guilty of multitasking, so this is interesting. Again, multitasking is the nemesis of mindfulness. If I am eating food and not thinking about other things and not watching the TV, not on a phone call, not sending a text message while I'm eating, then I am actually aware I am eating my meal. As Buddha said, you fully experience its lovely fragrance and the sweet taste when you peel the tangerine, and you know that you are peeling it. When you remove a segment and put it in your mouth, you know you are removing a segment and putting it in your mouth. This comes only when you slow down a bit. Imagine peeling an orange, removing a segment, put it in your mouth and bite down onto it. Its juices bursting in your mouth and hitting your taste buds. Your mouth feels alive with a tangy flavor. This is called eating with awareness. Nearly everybody is rushing to get somewhere. And when they get to their destination, they don't like where they are. You see how there is so much road rage. People drive rush and honk hard, and then they reach, say, their workplace. They don't want to be there. They hate it. There is tension. There are arguments. They go home to stress, but they don't want to be at home either. Yet on the road, they drive as if they can't wait to get there. Sorry, I thought I saw someone outside. It's just the wind. This is complete recklessness and absence of consciousness. It's the opposite of Buddha. It's the opposite of mindfulness, anti-awareness. Imagine if you could simply do and focus on whatever it is you are doing in the moment. This does not mean you need more time. It simply means that you do whatever you're doing with complete awareness. Buddha continued speaking on the art of awareness. Open quote. The tangerine Nandabala offered me had 9 segments. I ate each morsel in awareness and saw how precious and wonderful it was. I did not forget the tangerine, and thus the tangerine became something very real to me. If the tangerine is real, the person eating it is real. That is what it means to eat a tangerine in awareness. End of quote. Millions of us climb stairs every day, and yet if you ask them how many stairs they climbed, they wouldn't have a clue. This is about how mindful we are. Zen is breaking the automaticity of our actions and infusing them with mindfulness. Everything we do then becomes meditation, leading to greater peace. Zen is when your mind is just quiet. It's not chattering, not rambling, not talking to you or anybody else. Not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future. See, this is something that I am definitely working on. Yeah, let's continue. That is when your mind is perfectly 100% silent. And then you gain incredible insight into the nature of things, into the nature of your own life. Your mind starts serving and not ruling you. It would come only when you summon it and not barge into your life and your actions. This is what good meditation does to a mediator. Surely we need to think of perform numerous tasks throughout the day. You might say, I agree. There's a difference between your mind thinking on an intended line of thought versus endless blabbering. Zen is having your mind in tune with your actions, intentions, and speech. And I think my baby just woke, so we're gonna pause for a second. Okay, let's continue. Of all the different forms of meditation that I have tried, the easiest is Zen. After doing a few retreats with the other kinds of meditation, which is concentrative meditation, I realized that people were finding it difficult to intensify their practice. That's why I thought I would introduce the method of Zen to you. Continuing Buddha's first discourse, open quote, your mind is not chasing after thoughts of yesterday and tomorrow, but it's dwelling fully on the present moment, children. The tangerine is truly present in your life. Living in mindful awareness means living in the present moment. Your mind and body dwelling in the very here and now. A person who practices mindfulness can see things in the tangerine that others are unable to see. End of quote. You may notice that my tone of voice has raised. That's because he's awake, staring at me, so I can speak a little louder. When you get a hand on mindfulness and begin to put it to use in your daily life, I promise you that you will change forever, for the better. You will see things in life you were unable to see earlier. The beauty, bliss, adequacy, and completeness of life will come to you effortlessly. Hello! And he just rolled over on his own. There he is. Every tiny thing of beauty is magnified for the one who is aware. Because life is full of beauty for anyone who eats their tangerine in awareness. Gradually, during the course of Buddha's life, his teachings gained enormous popularity because he rejected all dogmas. They needed no ritual. They were just pure wisdom, stripped of all mumbo-jumbo. And then he imparted the first Zen teaching. That brings us to the end of chapter 2. The next chapter, which is called the first Zen transmission, starts with a little quote. A single flower blooms, and throughout the world it is spring. That will be the next chapter, which we will talk about next time. Hopefully I can do this later or tomorrow, so that we don't have such a long interval between videos. So yes, here we are. That's the end of chapter 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it has enlightened you in some ways, no matter how small it is. It sure has for me. So yeah, once again, I hope you enjoy my video. Mindful to Mindful. A few people have asked me about where I bought the book, and of course, those of you who wish to get a copy, I can certainly share with you where I got it. So feel free to reach out. But thank you and all the best, and we will be continuing as soon as we can. So take care, be mindful, and stay aware.